What is going on, comic book fans? Welcome back to Bruce and Stephanie Comics. My name is Bruce, and today is Thursday, October 20th of 2022. Guys, it's time for another comic book speculation recommendations video. The video where I look at this upcoming weekend's final order cutoff and next week's new comic book day, and I try to figure out what are going to be the best books for you guys to speculate on, so that way we can start to make this hobby fun itself. Now, I've been gone for the last few weeks, and I apologize about that, but I know a lot of you guys know what happened, so it was just, you know, it's part of life. But guys, I am back, and let's go ahead and do this. So, if you guys are new to the channel and you guys are new to comic book speculation, I would stick around because I have two reminders that I give you guys every single week because they're very important, especially to people just getting into speculation. But if you guys are seasoned speculators and you guys know exactly what you're doing, you guys can go ahead and look down in the description below and go ahead and jump forward to final order cutoff speculation, or if you just want to skip ahead to new comic book day speculation, you guys go right ahead. You guys do what you guys want to do. But guys, if you are new, again, stick around and let's go over my 2 weekly speculation reminders. Alright guys, so my first reminder is the most important reminder of all, and it's the easiest one to remember. You guys have to do your own research. Guys, this is speculation. Speculation is educated guesses. So yes, these are some well-educated guesses, but they're still guesses. So what I suggest you guys do is go check out the comic book YouTubers you trust, or the comic book websites that you trust, or the comic book apps that you trust. Gather the most information possible so that way you guys can make the best decisions possible for yourself. Because remember, you're spending your own hard-earned money on these books. Not my money, your money. And the last reminder that I have for you guys is that there are delays with comic books. So sometimes a book will show up multiple times on final order cutoff speculation, or multiple times on the new comic book day section because its release date got pushed for one reason or another. And that is my last and final reminder. All right guys, let's go ahead and dive in to final order cutoff speculation. Alright guys, we are diving into final order cutoff speculation. Now, if you guys are interested in purchasing any of the books that I want to talk about in this section of the video, you guys need to get your pre-orders in by October 23rd for your DC, Scout, and Vault books, and October 24th for your Marvel and all the other indie publishers. Now, how I do final order cutoff speculation and also new comic book day spec is I go over my cover lover picks first, and then I dive into the meat of the show, which is all the books that have speculation. But these cover lover picks are books that I think might do well on the secondary market based on the cover art alone. So let's go ahead and dive into my cover lover picks. Alright guys, there's only 2 covers on final order cutoff that really sparked my fancy that I think might do well on the secondary market. And the first one up is I Hate Fairyland #1, the Art Germ variant. This cover is absolutely fantastic. There's a new volume of I Hate Fairyland coming out from Scotty Young, and this cover is just the best out of all of them. The main character looks so badass on this cover. Art Germ knocked this book out of the park. And the other cover that I really like is Star Wars Revelations #1, the Peach Momoko variant cover, featuring Dr. Aphra. She just looks so freaking cool. She's got that skull that's growing a little plant out of it, and you can see like the digital stuff in her arm. It is just such a gorgeous cover, and I think fans of Dr. Aphra are gonna like this cover a lot, especially Peach Momoko fans that like Dr. Aphra. It's like a perfect little mix. Alright guys, those are my 2 cover lover picks. Let's go ahead and dive into the meat of this section of the video, which is going over all the books that have speculation on this upcoming final order cutoff. Alright guys, I'm gonna try to go as fast as I can because there are 16 books that have speculation, so let's go ahead and dive right in. Alright guys, the first book up is Voyages, I believe that's how you pronounce it, #1. This is a new independent, and the synopsis says, one of the Voyager probes is found by an alien on a distant uninhabited planet, and with it brings hope of salvation to her race. Next up is Black Adam #6. This is the battle of Batman and the new Black Adam. Next up is Nightwing #98 with the first appearance of Nightmite, a Nightwing version of Batmite. Next up is Stargirl The Lost Children #1 with the first appearance of the Childminder. That is a creepy villain name. Next up is Amazing Spider-Man #14 with the first appearance of Hallows Eve, and this is also the prelude to the Dark Web event. Next up is Avengers Assemble Alpha #1. This is a one-shot that introduces a conflict uniting the present-day Avengers, the prehistoric Avengers of 1 million BC, and the future Avengers of Avengers Forever. Next up is Avengers Forever #11. Robbie Reyes becomes the All-Rider. Next up, Captain America Symbol of Truth #7, the reintroduction of Ian Zola as Nomad. Next up is Doctor Strange Fall of Sunrise #1. This is a 4-issue limited series written and illustrated by Tradd Moore, really cool artist. Also, the solicitation for issue #2 reveals Strange will join forces with an all-new set of mystical heroes. So in this issue, issue #1, is the possible first team appearance of Knights of the Body. Next up is Planet Hulk Worldbreaker #1. This is the sequel to Planet Hulk 1,000 years in the future. The solicitation, a young woman with green skin searches for the legendary Green Scar to help her save her brother from a group of apocalyptic cultists. Next up is Star Wars Revelations #1. This is a 40-page one-shot story that serves as a teaser of Star Wars story arcs in 2023. Next up is Star Wars Yoda #1. This is the origin of Yoda, revisiting lessons given during the times of the High Republic to the Clone Wars. Next up is Strange Academy Finals #2. I cannot wait for this book. Strange Academy meets Gaslamp, a villain introduced in Strange Academy #13 in #14. Next up is Thanos Death Note #1. This is a one-shot that harkens back to the grim future teased in Thor #6. And last but not least, Extreme X-Men #1. This is a 5-issue limited series that takes place shortly after the first Extreme X-Men series all the way back in 2001. Alright guys, those are all the books that I found that have speculation coming out on this weekend's final order cutoff. I'm going to go back over this list and I'll come back and let you guys know what my final order cutoff spec picks of the week are. Alright guys, after I went over that list one more time, there aren't any books that really stand out as instant money makers, but there are some pretty interesting books in here that we should take a further look at. And the first book that I want to show you guys is Amazing Spider-Man #14 with the first appearance of Hallows' Eve. Now this is going to be a villain, and we know villains don't do as well as heroes. But guys, hear me out. Take a look at these two covers that I'm going to put up on screen right now. There's a design cover and then also just a Halloween variant done by Ed McGuinness. And I think this character actually looks really freaking cool. And it could be a character that comes back every single Halloween. So it could be a character that we see a bunch of times around the holidays, and sometimes holiday books just do really cool. And if this character is actually kind of cool, we could just see her more in the future. But guys, this is a book that's more like holiday themed. And there are people who collect holiday themed books. So guys, keep an eye on this book. It could be a book that makes money down the line. And the next book that we should take a look at is Avengers Forever #11. Now in this book, Robbie Reyes is going to become the All-Rider. We already know that he is the current Ghost Rider, but he's going to become the All-Rider. What the hell is the All-Rider? Well, we don't know. But what we do know is that Robbie Reyes is a hero. Now this could be a version of Robbie Reyes that we only see for a little bit and then he'll go back to his regular form. But this could be a character that sticks around for a while, and that could be pretty cool. And it's also a hero. Heroes always do better on the secondary market in the future. So this is a book to take a look at. Is it going to make you immediate money? I don't think so. But if this character does do really well in this issue or in the future, maybe this will be a key issue for the character of the All-Rider. And guys, just make sure you guys do your own research. Go see if anyone else is saying the same things that I am. Maybe they are. And then that way you guys are more confident in purchasing this book right here. But also just the cover itself is really stinking cool. Alright guys, and the last book that I think you guys might want to take a deeper look at is Thanos Death Notes #1. Now this is a one-shot that harkens back to the grim future teased in Thor #6. Now there was a lot of buzz around Thor #6, especially the second print and the 1 in 52nd print, and a lot of the other ratio books for this issue of Thor are doing really well because of this one panel that showed this right here, this whole story. And so they're going to take a deeper look at that. Maybe they're going to show some really cool things that they're then going to tie back into Thor, and then we're going to get some other cool things out of this book right here. Now again, do we know if it's going to happen or not? No, we do not, because the book is not out yet. So this is speculation. So I would take a deeper look at that. I would also see if there's some really cool covers coming out for this book. I believe there probably is going to be, because this is Thanos we're talking about. So I'm sure there's going to be some cool covers for it. But guys, think about that. You know, there's the Thor #6 that's doing really well in the secondary market, or at least doing decent. And then there's this book right here that's going to explore why that book is doing really well. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Is that good spec or is that bad spec? Guys, let me know down in the comments below what you guys think. Alright guys, those are my FOC spec picks of the week. Let's go ahead and dive into our new comic book day speculation. Alright guys, we're gonna dive into my cover lover picks for this upcoming new comic book day, which is October 26th of 2022. So let's not waste any more time and dive into these 4 cover lover picks. Alright guys, the first cover that I want to show you is probably the best cover on this list right here. It is absolutely stunning, and I am talking about Harley Quinn number 23, the 616 Comics exclusive, done by Nathan Zerdy. This cover is fantastic. You see Harley Quinn laying down on the bed like this, and she's got tattoos up her arms that harken back to the Batman animated series. This is such a gorgeous cover. I am sad that I have not ordered myself a copy of this because this is just fantastic. It is gorgeous. If you're a Harley Quinn fan, you guys have to have this cover for your collection. Alright guys, and this next cover that I want to show you guys is also a stinking fantastic cover, and I am talking about Strange Academy Finals number 1, the Humberto Ramos variant. This features all the key players of this new run, and it is gorgeous. Humberto Ramos is perfectly fit for these characters, and I love that he's back for the second volume of this book, and this cover is my favorite for issue number 1 of this new volume. It is gorgeous. And the next cover up is for Punchline, the Gotham game number 1. Now this is the Ivan Tao variant. This is also an exclusive for, I believe, Unknown Comics. I'll have a link down in the description below, which will have the official link where you guys can go purchase this if you guys are really into it. Now, I am personally not in love with this cover, but I know people love Ivan Tao. His Deathstroke covers do really well on the secondary market, so that's why I think this Punchline one will do really well. I also know there's a lot of Punchline fans out there, so that's why I think this book will do well. There's 3 different versions of this cover. Pick the one you want and get it. Alright guys, and the last cover that I think might do well on the secondary market is for an independent. It's a new one coming out. This is the number 1. This is Damn Them All number 1, the Bill Sienkiewicz Spot Foil Virgin variant cover. Man, that was a mouthful, but this cover is stinking fantastic. Done by Bill Sienkiewicz, which is an amazing artist in his own right. It looks fantastic. It's a spot foil, so you know it's just going to be that blood on the hammer. It's really cool. Now, I personally am not all that into this book because I really don't like the writer, Simon Spurrier, but guys, that does not matter. This is all about cover lover. This cover is just fantastic. Alright guys, those are my 4 cover lover picks. If there's a cover that you think I missed, guys, let me know down in the comments below. And if you don't like one of these covers and you think I'm crazy for putting it on this list, guys, let me know down in the comments. Alright guys, with all that said, let's go ahead and dive into the Key Collector app and find out all the books that have speculation coming out next week on New Comic Book Day. Alright guys, we're going to go over the Key Collector app's curated list for New Comic Book Day. They have a list for every single week, and it's under the Future Key section. So if you guys want to follow along, go ahead and open up the Key Collector app and go to the Future Key section. But there's 22 books. Let's not waste any more time. Let's go through these books as quickly as I can. Stick around to the end of the list, and I'll give you my New Comic Book Day spec picks of the week. Alright guys, first up is Pulp Fights number 1. This is 2 Tales of Technological Terror. Next up is Road Trip to Hell number 1. A young man learns he is the heir to hell after his father Satan died, and now he must survive the demonic legions who desire to be the new king of hell. Next up is Sarah Lone number 1. A young woman with a rough past finds herself caught in a destructive spiral after the brutal murder of her father. And next up is Killcella number 1. Yes, you heard that right. Killcella. A group of friends attend a music festival, Coachella, only to find a reclusive pop star leads her devoted fans in a massive human sacrifice ritual. Next up is Ghost Planet number 1. A family of deep space explorers rushes to solve the mystery of the ghost planet before their recently dead loved ones return to kill them. Next up is Mighty Morphin Power Rangers number 101. This is the first appearance of Mistress Vile, formerly Rita Repulsa. Next up is Strange Academy number 1. This is the variant cover done by Peach Momoko. Next up is Venom number 12, the possible reappearance of Codex if the Stegman variant is a teaser. Next up is Harley Quinn number 23. This is a variant cover done by Megan Hutchinson's Cates. It's a pretty cool cover. Next up is Punchline, the Gotham Gang number 1. This is the first appearance of Punchline's Royal Flush Gang. Next up is Riddler, Year 1, number 1. The origin of the Riddler, written by Paul Dano, the actor who portrayed the Riddler in the 2022 Batman movie. Next up is Moon Knight Annual number 1. This is the variant cover done by Bill Sienkiewicz. Next up is Moon Knight Annual number 1. This is the actual spec for the book. In the Darkhold, there is a prophecy of how a god might die, but to fulfill the prophecy requires the blood of the Fist of Khonshu. The Moon Knight doesn't bleed easily. Next up is Harley Quinn number 23, the 1 in 25 variant done by Rasha Lynn, which is decent. Next up is Batman Gotham Knights Gilded City #1. This is the first appearance of Runaway, a defender of slaves operating in the 19th century. This is also the prequel to the Gotham Knight game, slated for release on the same day as this issue goes on sale, and also includes the redeemable code to unlock the Bat Cycle in the Gotham Knights game. A special item will be unlocked if all codes from all 6 issues are redeemed. Next up is Nightfall Double Feature #1. This has a story in it from my best friend, David Andrew. He's an amazing writer. In his book, Resident, just got announced that it's actually being made into a TV show, which is amazing. Congratulations, David Andrew. Let's talk about this book, Nightfall Double Feature #1. This is a story about a scientist attempting to determine why human bones are growing inside animate objects. And also, a couple succumb to a malevolent force found in an abandoned camping trailer that sends them into the unforgiving wilds of the Joshua Tree National Park. Next up is Chopping Block #1. The hockey mask-wearing loner who lives in a dilapidated mansion and is the target of his neighbors, but he only wants to be left alone to collect spleens, chainsaw sorority girls, and make mother proud. That is amazing. Next up is Lovesick #1. The Lovesick Club is an exclusive site specializing in erotic, violent entertainment on the dark web, but there are those who believe the lead dominatrix is the mother demon and aim to punish her. Next up is Dead Mall #1. For a group of teenagers, a night of exploration in an abandoned mall becomes a shopping spree from hell. Next up is Dan the Mall #1. A woman is charged with the mission to hunt down 72 escaped devils and return them back to hell. Sounds pretty cool. Next up is Strange Academy Finals #1. This is the premiere issue of volume #2 of Strange Academy. Get pumped. It's written by Scotty Young, art by Humberto Ramos. I am pumped. And last but not least is Saga of a Doomed Universe #1. The world's heroes have been murdered, except for one costume loser who is now Earth's last hope. Also, that sounds really cool. But guys, those are all the books. 22 books. I'm sure there was a long section of the video. I'm glad you guys stuck around for that. But stick around for one more bumper, and you guys will find out what my new Comic Book Day Spec Picks of the week are. Alright guys, after going over that list one more time, just like Final Order Cutoff, there really isn't any books that stand out as big money makers, especially right out of the gate. But there are a few books that I think you guys might want to consider, so let's go ahead and go over those. But guys, make sure you guys do your own research before you dive into heavily on any of these books, because I am not suggesting you pick up any of these books. I'm going to go ahead and say save your money. But there are some, interesting ones, so let's talk about the interesting ones. Alright guys, the first book that we're going to talk about is Batman Gilded City #1, which is the only reason to pick this book up is for that redeemable code. Just like the Fortnite books, you know that you got a skin if you purchase the book. And I'm guessing there's going to be a lot of people who are going to play the game but don't collect comics, but they're going to see these items out in the world and they're going to want them for themselves. So they're going to want to purchase this. So if you go ahead and purchase your copy, put it on the internet, I'm sure you're going to be able to make a couple bucks on that issue. Now that is the only book that I think you guys will be able to make money immediately on. But let's go ahead and go over the other books that I think you guys might want to consider. And the first book up is Dan the Mall #1, and that is purely based on the synopsis. Listen to the synopsis again. A woman is charged with the mission to hunt down 72 escaped demons and return them to hell. That just sounds like an amazing idea for a TV show. There are so many horror shows out there already. This just sounds like an amazing one. It could be so freaking cool, especially if it's done well. Especially if it's done well. I can see that being really, really cool. But, again, that is a super duper long shot. And the other book that I think you guys might want to consider is Strange Academy Finals #1. And I'm purely saying that is because this series was so popular in the first volume. I think a lot of people are going to be coming back and they're going to be really excited about it. And I think it could do well, especially when new readers are collecting this way down the line. But that is a huge guess. That is a huge guess. So I would not go heavily into this book. I would say pick up the covers that you like, squirrel them away, and if you don't like them anymore in the future, and this book is doing well on the secondary market, go ahead and throw them up there. But guys, that's really it. If you go over this list, again, you guys will probably see the same thing I do. There's really not any awesome books on this list. But if you guys disagree, guys, let me know down in the comments. You guys have been commenting so much as of late, and I truly, truly appreciate it. I've been doing my best to actually get back to you guys, but guys, it's awesome when you do. But guys, that is Final Order Cutoff and New Comic Book Day Comic Book Speculation. So let's go ahead and wrap this video up. Alright guys, you guys have made it to the end of the video, and I'm sure this was a long one with all those books on Final Order, Caught Up, and New Comic Day. It just made for a long video, so I appreciate you guys so much for sticking around to the end of the video, and if you did, you know what you guys are? You guys are legends. Now, if you guys have made it this far and you guys are not subscribed, get yourself subscribed, hit that bell for notifications, and smash that like button. Now, the last thing I'm gonna ask of you guys is to leave a comment down below. You guys have been leaving so many comments as of late, and I really, really appreciate it. It just meant the world to me. I know a lot of it's attached to my mother passing away, but guys, it's just amazing. You guys are such an amazing community, and I appreciate you so, so much. But if you guys would like to leave a comment down below, letting me know what you guys think about the spec that I spoke about in today's video, I would truly appreciate it. Either telling me that I'm crazy for the books that are on my spec picks of the week, or letting me know that there is a book out there that you think is excellent speculation, and just let me know why you think it is good spec. Alright guys, thank you guys so much for tuning into this video. Guys, I will have a video tomorrow on Friday. I know, a new video. It's going to be awesome. You guys are going to really like it. Alright guys, that is it for me. Stay tuned tomorrow for the new video, and I'll be back on Tuesday with my must-have pickups for next week's New Comic Book Day. Alright guys, you guys have yourself a fantastic weekend, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.